free-to-play, bringing a top 10 anticipated games for 2013. These are some of the games that, around the office, we've decided we are really looking forward to this year. So let's get started. Number 10, Defiance. This is an upcoming third-person shooter that is expected to release around April of 2013. It is going to actually be mirrored by a TV series starting on Sci-Fi on April 15th. It's a co-op third-person shooter. It's got some massive raids. Players can accumulate alien technology. Not only that, but the Sci-Fi series, you can influence it as you play the game. If something major happens in San Francisco, which is where the game takes place, it may influence something that happens in St. Louis, which is a city where the TV series is taking place. It's going to have co-op style raiding. It's going to have a progression system. It's a third-person shooter. It's an MMORPG. It's also cross-platform. It's going to be available on PC, Xbox 360, and PS3. Expect to see it sometime in April 2013. And stay tuned for the TV series. Number 9, Crysis 3. CryEngine has often been used as the benchmark to judge other graphics engines by. In addition to the high end of graphical fidelity, get ready to see your sandbox single-player story mission, which takes place in New York City. And in addition to the old multiplayer games, get ready for a new one called Hunter Mode. In this match, permanently cloaked hunters are going to be attempting to kill the troopers. If the hunter side kills them all, they win. If the troopers survive even one, they lose. It's going to be a 2-on-2 format. 2 players will control 14 troopers, and 2 players will control the hunters. This game is expected to come out on February 19th, 2013. It's going to be available for PC, Xbox 360, and PS3. Look forward to it, and the high-end graphics we're going to be expecting, and hopefully the Crytek Engine 3 will deliver as much as the previous 2 engines have. And coming at number 8, and near the top of my personal list, SolForge. It is a freemium, also known as free-to-play-ish, model CCG, kind of like Magic. Players can eventually unlock all cards without paying a dime, although you'll have options to buy booster packs. We've seen games like this in the past. I think we looked at one recently. It's going to be developed by a handful of Magic Pro gamers, including help from the father of Magic, Richard Garfield. It's going to be a digital-only game, which means there's certain things that they can pull off that other developers can't. Specialized booster packs, ability to alter cards after releasing. You know, sometimes in Magic you have to ban a card if it just works a certain way and you weren't expecting it. This game, they can just alter the card if they have to. That, and they can do things like special art. They're talking about doing cards with animations. The game was also developed by the people that made Ascension, really interesting looking deck building game. And they're looking at adding limited formats like booster drafting, maybe eventually limited leagues. The game is available as a demo on iOS. It'll launch sometime this year. Expect to see a beta in beginning of 2013. It'll be available for PC, iOS, and eventually Android. Number 7, we have End of Nations. It is an MMO RTS. The MMO is basically a lot like Global Agenda. You're going to have individual matches, RTS matches, between you and another person, except for there's going to be 2 sides, and it's going to affect the world and the control of the map. So you're going to have the combination of large-scale battles with individual matches having an effect. You can play by yourself, with friends as a team, but it looks like an interesting concept and a good twist on the genre that I personally am a huge fan of, the real-time strategy. It is a free-to-play game. There are going to be microtransactions and subscriptions, but they'll offer bonuses, but nothing exclusive. Everything you can unlock in-game. It's going to be published by Trion, released sometime in 2013. They're working on finishing, publishing, and developing in-house. So let's stay tuned to more and see what they have to give us in the future. And coming in at number 6, we have a game that mirrors one of my all-time favorites, Ultima Online. It's called Archeage. It is a sandbox-style game. It's got lots of customizations. Players will have 10 possible skills. You can pick 3, and that's how you create your class. You can go claim some land, build a house. You can go build a boat. There's even going to be siege warfare. There's going to be an RVR-style area where players can participate in. It's currently capped at 50 versus 50, but in the future they're planning to expand that to larger scale fighting. It has sandbox elements, exploration, traditional gameplay like grouping and dungeons, but new systems too. It's also going to include a criminal system, a lot like Ultima Online. Players can go ahead and fight each other, and if you get caught as a criminal, then Well, they can try to throw you in jail, or players can vote to keep you innocent. Archeage is expected to be released sometime the end of 2013. Hopefully it makes it and doesn't get pushed back. Coming at number 5, we have Path of Exile. This is an upcoming free-to-play action RPG isometric view, so a lot like Diablo-style games. It'll be out in, well, 2 days, January 23rd. This is going to be a new twist on an old classic-style game. We're going to have, instead of your character leveling up in a skill tree, there's going to be gems. These gems level up as you gain points. They're also different colors, and they correspond to sockets in your armor, and you can link them together. All kinds of character customizations to these skills. You can have a mage-style character that just smacks people with an axe if you want, or you can have your warrior casting spells. It's all about how you want to play. And there is the passive skill tree. It is an incredibly huge tree that specializes your character. It's all passive skills. You don't get any new actives in this, so it's not going to be like the skill tree in Diablo 2. It's much different, very unique style of game. Players can play in both standard leagues or hardcore leagues or even specialty leagues. They'll have special options available for people that back the program or use microtransactions. Check the game out on January 23rd. Coming in at number 4, we have Neverwinter. If you ever played any D&D, chances are you played Neverwinter Nights 1, 2, maybe some older games like Baldur's Gate. This, like those games, is a Dungeons & Dragons game based on the Forgotten Realms universe. Players can create and compete in player-made campaigns using the Foundry creation tools. This is going to be something unique to other MMOs. Players can actually make the content and play content made by other players. Neverwinter is being developed by Cryptic Studios, the guys that brought us City of Heroes, City of Villains, Champions Online, and Star Trek Online. This game will be available early 2013. It's going to be free to play. Check it out and stay tuned to more info. Coming in at number 3, we have the Elder Scrolls Online. It is an upcoming MMORPG in the Elder Scrolls universe. You're going to have a 3-realm system. The Daggerfall, Ebonheart, and Eldamari are going to be fighting over Cyrodiil and control of the Elder Scrolls. It means expect some RVR-style combat, especially with one of the developers of the game being a guy responsible for a lot of the decisions in the old classic Dark Age of Camelot. There's going to be expect massive siege warfare and open-world battles over control points. The Elder Scrolls are probably going to be comparable to Relics and Dark Age. Players will also be able to participate in cooperative raids, and the most successful player on each side is going to be crowned Emperor for their side. If you want to be the Emperor of the Ebonheart Pact, make sure to check out Elder Scrolls Online when it comes out later this year. Coming in at number 2, we have Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. This is the first of 2 expansions planned for Starcraft 2. It's going to continue the story with a new campaign about James Raynor and Kerrigan and the fall of what happened in the first game. It's also going to have brand new ladder maps available to players. If you figure the ladder scene's getting a little stagnant, wait till we get some new maps in the scene. Also, we're going to have some new units. We've got the Widowmine and Battle Hellion for Terran, the Tempest, Oracle, and Mothership Core for Protoss, and the Swarm Host and Viper for Zerg. Between that and a host of brand new changes to the interface, balance changes throughout the game, we're going to have just a whole new play experience. Hopefully, one of the kings of the RTS genre, at least in South Korea and growing in the US, is going to get feel a little fresher coming in March when it comes out. And number 1 for 2013 for most anticipated games, we're looking at Final Fantasy XIV to Realm Reborn. Several reasons those of us around the office liked it. First of all, a lot of us had a lot of hope for Final Fantasy XIV, and it came to a lot of criticism at launch, but since then they've gone back to the drawing board and they're re-releasing the game. It takes place 5 years after the original in the story. It's going to have faster-paced combat than a game like Final Fantasy XI for those of us that have been playing Square Enix games for a long time. Expect to see really in-depth gathering and crafting systems, and the crafting's a little more robust than most games. We're going to have 8 basic classes. There's even rumors of PvP going in this game. Beta should be out sometime in February, and the launch is expecting in Q2. It'll be available for PC and PS3. This is a game we're all looking forward to and getting more info. Stay tuned to more coverage because we plan to do some coverage when we get access. So many great-looking, interesting games expected for this year. These are just the 10 that we are most looking forward to. Not only just MMOs, but any game in general. Thanks for watching, and I'm looking forward to a great year and hopefully plenty of content.